Highest common factor. Remember that a factor is a value or values that go into another number without a remainder. So if we're looking for factors, they generally come in pairs because they're multiplied together to make the number. So for example, if we look at the factors of 12, 1 times 12 gives you 12, 2 times 6 gives you 12, and 3 times 4 gives you 12. So they're all the factors of 12, which you should have understood from one of the earlier videos on factors and multiples. But what we're asked to do is to find the highest common factor that appears in two numbers. Now we don't bother finding the lowest common factor because the lowest common factor of two numbers is always going to be 1, because 1 is a factor of every number. But we're going to be asked here to find the highest common factor of 18 and 30. So that means we need to find all the factors of 18 and all the factors of 30. So we look at 18 first. We think, does 1 go into 18? Well, yes it does. 1 times 18 gives you 18. Next, try 2. Does 2 go into 18? Yes it does. 2 times 9 is 18. Then try 3. Does 3 go into 18? Yes it does. 3 times 6 gives you 18. Now try 4. Well, 4 doesn't go into 18, nor does 5. The next number is 6, which we've already got because we started going up the other side. So we can stop there. Now if we look at 30, two numbers at times together to make 30 are, does 1 go in? Yeah, well, 1 times 30. Does 2 go in? Yeah, 2 times 15 gives you 30. Does 3 go in? Yes, it does. 3 times 10. Does 4 go into 30? No, it doesn't. But does 5? Yes, it does. It goes in 5 times 6. Now we started coming up the other side, we can stop. So we've got all the factors there of 30 as well. Now what we need to find now is the highest common factor that appears in both 18 and 30. Now one really good way of doing this is using a Venn diagram. So here's a Venn diagram. And on the left we've got 18, on the right we've got 30. So any numbers that appear in both will go in this section in the middle. So if we look at 1 first, does 1 appear in both? Yes it does, so I'm going to cross it off from both of them. Does 2 appear in both? Yes it does, so I'm going to put 2 in the middle. Does 3 appear in both? Yes it does, so I'm going to put that in the middle and I'm going to cross them off from both sides. Now 5 only appears in 30, it doesn't appear in 18, so I'm going to put that over there. 6 appears in both, so I'm going to put that in the middle. 9, that only appears in 18, so I'm going to put that over here. 18, well that only appears in 18, so I'm going to put that over there. 10, well that only appears in 30, so I can go over here. 15, and finally 30. Now if we look at just a section in the middle, which one is the highest factor? Well, the highest common factor here is 6. So the highest common factor of 18 and 30 is 6. So what you need to do is you need to find a factor for two numbers, draw a Venn diagram and put the common values in the middle and see which factor is the highest.